From the first light of dawn on an empty field to the roar of the crowd under stadium lights, this is where legends are born. It starts with a dream, the single spark in the heart of every athlete. The extra rep, the last lap, the one more shot when your body is screaming to quit. On the court, on the field, on the diamond, on the track. It's all the same language, the language of effort. It's the perfect pass, the impossible catch, the home run that clears the fence, the spike that no one can return, the perfect dismount in gymnastics, a long putt sinking on the golf green, a wrestler's ultimate takedown. It's the moment you dig deeper than you ever thought you could, finding a strength you never knew you had. Every stumble is a lesson. Every fall is a chance to rise stronger. It's not about the name on the back of the jersey. The final seconds are ticking down. This is your moment. Don't just play the game, leaving no doubt your legacy. The world is watching. Are you ready? Because it's game time.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? LTC here, and welcome to the first official video for the GameTimeTV YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about how athletes should balance sports, school, and their social life. If you like content like this, make sure to hit that like, subscribe button, and turn on notifications to GameTimeTV for more athletic-based content. Now, let's get on with it. Now, if you're trying to balance sports, school, and a social life, and you feel like you're feeling at all three, you know that feeling of burnout. Truth be told, you're not alone in this. As all you can see from the topic of this video, I'm here to help y'all out as a former collegiate athlete. But first, we need to discuss why is it so hard to balance everything as a student athlete. And make sure y'all keep this in the back of y'all's mind. Now, there are 24 hours in a day. And within those 24 hours, there are three things that will or should be in that athlete's mind or mindset: sports, school, and their social life. And all of them have their own demands. I mean, what do sports have? What demand does sports have? Well, sports demand structure. School demands focus. While also your social life, it demands availability. All three compete for the same 24 hours every single day. There are some coaches and parents who will teach their son or daughter about this, but not everyone really talks to athletes about this. Don't even get me started on the student athletes who have apathy on the subject. And if you do, I kind of don't feel sorry for you, because you are going to want to know this type of stuff. And you want to keep all this up in the back of y'all's minds. Now, let's move on to the full breakdown of these subjects. It's going to be a 3-pillar system. Well, the first pillar will be about changes in priorities by the season. Now, it doesn't matter if you're playing football, basketball, soccer, baseball, softball, cheerleading, women's basketball, any sport. Depending on the sport you play, whether your sport is in the fall, winter, or spring, your priorities change a lot from in season to off season. Whether it's different workout times with the team or working on yourself individually, one thing always stays the same, unless it's the summer and you're not taking any summer classes, in which that's different. But I'm talking about your schoolwork. Now, I know no one wants to talk about school because, let's be honest, why would I listen to you about doing my homework and studying if I'm watching a video on YouTube? But whether you like it or not, your studies are very important in high school and potentially in your college career, determining what level of college sports you go to. Whether it's from JUCO, NAIA, D3, D2, D1, AA, or just plain D1. So keeping up with your grades to stay eligible is important, because you want to make sure that you're reliable in the classroom and in your sport. And when coaches start recruiting you, You don't want your coach to say that he or she can't get on the field because you can't take care of academics. And believe me, that's not a good thing you want your high school coach to say to other college coaches. That's a detrimental in and of itself. Now, figuring out what the top priority is in your sport is like what the non-negotiables are. Like weightlifting, team bonding, and practice in and of itself. Overall, depending on each week, schoolwork should be on every student athlete's mind 60% of the time. Whereas if it's on game day or competition day, your sport should take over your mindset so you can be competitive when the time comes. Now, let's move on to the second pillar. The second pillar just speaks for itself and is basically scheduling your non-negotiables. As student athletes, there are things that we need to think about to become better. And one of them is knowing our schedule, knowing what time you need to go to lifting and practice, knowing your class schedule, knowing what time you need to go to bed, and knowing what time you need to eat. These should be your non-negotiables, not optional. And if you think that any of these are optional, then one, you're being delusional. Two, you're not going to succeed as a student athlete because you're not taking care of your fundamentals and your mindset needs to change. The biggest recommendation that I can give y'all is writing down all the non-negotiables and setting a schedule. Put those non-negotiables in their time slot, and it should determine your availability outside of sports and should make your life more balanced. Now we're going to be talking about the third pillar. And the third pillar is going to be about student athletes' social life. And it doesn't mean you have to attend every event. Now look, it's okay to go hang out with your friends that are teammates or friends who don't play sport at all. Heck, it's better to use that time you're not training, along with you getting your stuff done in the classroom, to go hang out with the boys, or for the women out there, with the girls. And if you have a mixed gender friend group, then that's just as good. You need that time to let your mind chill out and not think about sports or your homework. Having fun with friends or even family, if you live close to them, can improve by reducing stress, anxiety, and depression, fostering a sense of belonging, improving overall well-being, and building mental toughness for performance. With close relationships offering you stronger support than team settings for elevating depressive symptoms. These connections provide crucial validation outside of sports, reduce burnout, and offer a vital support system for navigating pressures and challenges. But this doesn't mean that you should go hang out with your friends or teammates all the time after practice, because there's a good chance that you will be more likely to forget your classwork. And from what I've been saying from the very beginning, it's important to do that. So just plain and simply, do the classwork first. Then go chill out with the homies, the girls, your family, or your significant other. On a side note, make sure those people that you are hanging out with are responsible people. I know it's fun to go to parties and do a whole lot of things, but if your friends or teammates are bad influences, then it's time to cut them off permanently. You don't need that in your life. And there's a good chance that they're going to screw up everything that you've been working hard for. Outside of that, it's completely on you on how you work your social life. I'm just a messenger. Now, I do want to talk about a personal story of me balancing working at my community college and being a student athlete at my community college. During my time at Iowa Western, I was a resident assistant. I was the center manager at Iowa Western's wellness center. And I think I had one other job, but I think it was just those two, being the resident assistant and being the center manager at Iowa Western. While also doing that, I was also on the esports team at Iowa Western, but I was also on the track and field squad during the 2024-25 track and field season. Now, I only threw for 1 year. And you know what? It was a very fun experience to go through that. Going through all the ups and downs. Overall, I had a lot of fun, but there was a struggle being a student athlete while also working, because I really wanted to, because I wanted to make money. And I didn't feel comfortable like going into college and asking my mom or asking anybody or any of my relatives for money like that. I want to make my own money. And even though, community college jobs do not pay well, and that's straight facts, like they don't pay well, I still, decided to work. It didn't matter how much they were paying me. Even though it wasn't much, it was still a good amount for a college student to get by. While I was like being an RA, I had a lot of responsibilities of being an RA. And those of you who have been RAs before, you know the responsibilities that we all have to go through. It's collectively the same, no matter if you're a community college RA or a university RA. It's all literally the same. Balancing that responsibility, and and being an RA is a leadership position, while also balancing the center manager position, being a leader over at the school's gym. It was already like a tedious task in my own brain. It's like, okay, gotta make sure I'm doing the right things in both jobs so I can keep both jobs. But when I also added in to me being a student athlete as well, from being on the track and field team and being on the esports team, it was bothering my mind a lot. And there was occasions where I had to stay up to like 4 a.m. or just work very late hours so I can make sure that in the daytime I got all my classwork done. And I got majority of my classwork done. I went to practice, I lifted weights, and I had a very nice day overall. Oh yeah, and I went to work as well. I wanted to make sure I did all that in the daytime. And then at nighttime, that's when depending on the night, that's when I did majority of my RA stuff, like checking halls, making sure everybody's fine, no damages anywhere, and also like working at the front desk, being an RA, and doing my job there as well. If I'm being honest with myself, and if I'm being honest with myself, I was booked legitimately from day to night. I was booked, completely booked. And I was a very busy guy, and it did get to the point that sometimes I was very exhausted in the fall semester because I was working so much and going to practice, to where I think some of my teammates and even my coaches noticed that I wasn't in the best of either in the best of moods, or like my body wasn't well. And it overall kind of messed me up when it came to practice. I started to genuinely think in that fall semester, and maybe even towards the end of that fall semester, in my last year at Iowa Western, is where I genuinely thought that, okay, I think it's time for me, I have to chill out and pull some things back. Because even though I like making money, making my own money, it's also important that if I am going to be a student athlete, that I don't slack off because my mind isn't in the best spots because it's tired, and that's slacking off. And I know that wouldn't be better for me. So legitimately in that next semester, where track and field indoor seasons really started popping off, that's where I pulled myself back from a lot of RA activity. Well, I didn't pull myself back all the way from all the activities of being an RA, but also being the center manager at Iowa Western's Wellness Center. And I wanted to make sure that throughout all the stuff that I'm doing, all the jobs that I'm working, that I still had that priority of being a student athlete, doing my classwork, going to practices, getting better at what I do. Now, I also want to explain to y'all as well, no, I was not the best of throwers at Iowa Western. Heck, I was mediocre at best. But, I still had that pride. Well, it's not even just pride. I was a very competitive guy. And that I wanted to make sure that I was always in top shape to where I can throw at my best, or I can do any competition. I go to any competition and I will always do my best. Sometimes it didn't work out. Sometimes it worked out well. Sometimes it didn't. Sometimes I hit a PR. Other times I didn't. During that spring semester, that's when I truly started to balance myself out to where I made sure that I got all my schoolwork done before I go hang out with my friends. I made sure that I went to practice. I made sure that I went to my job, or my jobs, my bad, because I have more than one job. I made sure that I did all that stuff and that I put it down so that I didn't get sidetracked by anything. And because I did that, I survived the track and field season. I was able to graduate on time, and I was able to move on from Iowa Western to the college I always wanted to go to, from Iowa Western to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And so far, I don't have any regrets about me taking a step back and thinking about what I need to do to balance myself to where I'll be able to push myself forward and do better in the spring semester. Overall, within that personal story, I had a lot of lessons that I needed to learn. And one of the bigger lessons that I learned was balancing myself as a student athlete. And you know what? It's probably the best decision I ever made. So with that being said, that's it for today's video. Make sure to check me out on my socials down below. And make sure to check me out on Twitch, because I will be streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Also, if you're a student athlete dealing with this, comment balance down below and subscribe for more real athlete advice. Peace.